As an established guy, what's been your messaging to some of the younger players in the wide receiver room who are unsure if they're going to make the roster come tomorrow?
I think you let your preparation speaks for itself. The message that I've been preaching is continue to come to work, ready to work. Handle your business, know their assignment, and just play fast out there and have fun. I think all that stuff handles itself. I don't think you should worry about all that. I know that's the ultimate goal, but you can't get so caught up in the end goal and not worry about the work first.
You've had a few different offensive coordinators now in your career. What's distinctive about Brian Johnson?
The good thing about it is I've been knowing Brian for a long time. He recruited me to Mississippi State, came and sat in my living room. No, it didn't work, but but I've been knowing him a while, man, and I always had that relationship with him over the years. And and last year, I definitely built a relationship with him even more, and now I think it's off to a really good start. He knows us, which is really good. He knows what we like, and it's easy to communicate with him. So.
How comfortable? The drills that you ran earlier today, the wide receiver drill. Brian's among those throwing the football. Seems like it takes a lot of excitement in doing it. How is it?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to relive in the past a little bit, playing quarterback. He enjoys throwing us the ball. Talking to us. And also, I do think he probably gauging what are we doing in the moment. How well a person does this and that, and so he's probably coming up with a game plan in his mind. So I think that's probably smart of him. So.
How much more comfortable are you in this offense year two? I mean, you had to change with Brian, but it's Nick's offense. Jalen's there. How much more comfortable are you?
I'm real confident. I stated in the past, man, when we install plays, man, I don't even have to take notes. That's how comfortable I am with it. Unless it's something new that I got to hone in on. But I'm really comfortable in playing fast, not thinking out there, thinking about what I can do in the route instead of thinking about what is my route. So yeah.
AJ, Slay said recently that it won't be too much longer until we're calling Devontae the best receiver in the league.
Yeah.
Curious to get your reaction to that.
I think Slay is just supporting his teammate. Everybody knows Devontae is a really good player. I think he's just giving Devontae his flowers. I think also that's his opinion, and so I'm excited for this season for the both of us. It's not no competition for none of us. Honestly, I wish the fans would stop trying to choose, and just enjoy both of us while they have both of us, And so, but I just think in that situation, man, Slay is just giving his flowers to Devontae. He goes against him most of the time, so.
In your time with Devontae, is there one part of his game that you've kind of taken and used yourself?
We always trying to pour life into each other and speak about routes and stuff, but I definitely say just the routes he runs, how clean he runs them. I'm definitely always trying to learn something. I learn from anybody. I'm a student of the game, and it doesn't matter who runs the route, but everybody knows Devontae is slippery. He runs really clean routes, so.
AJ, do you feel like there are fans kind of picking Team AJ, Team Devontae? Do you sense that?
Not to even get into all that, but I sometimes you see it, and I have seen reporters just asking each of us questions, and I don't think you should do that. I think you should just enjoy both of us. It's not about me and Devontae. We're great together. We complement off each other really well, and like I said, that's another wide receiver one on the side of me, man. So I think everybody, the city of Philly or whoever, I think you should just appreciate both of us while you have us, because, so.
Do you get the sense that there are things he takes from your game? Like, you were just asked about what you might take from his.
Yeah, I don't want to speak for him, but we have conversations about just run after the catch and stuff like that. Stuff that I'm just natural doing. So yeah.
We were talking to Devontae yesterday. He kind of phrased it as, if you make a play, he's like, I want to get involved. Yeah. I want to make a play, and you kind of fuel each other that way. Is that sort of how you look at it?
For sure. So like me knowing Devontae, he's gonna make a play. He's gonna do something spectacular, and we do feed off each other. And there's so many guys on his offense, and I think you just gotta get hot early and try to stay hot. I think when you do that, Jalen continues to find you. You know, that's the thing about this offense. When Jalen sees that one of his players are hot, he's going to come back to him. And I think that's what we do. So all of us really competing for the ball, but we are selfless in a way. So.
AJ, do you feel like you're in your prime?
No, I don't think so. I think I'm still getting started, man. I'm still growing, you know. So that's not up for me to decide, you know. I think that's a perception question. You know, I'm just focused on continuing getting better each and every day. So.
We'll take two more. When we spoke to James Bradbury yesterday, he said he feels like your rapport with Jalen Hurts on the field has improved even since last training camp. What are some of the biggest differences in your chemistry in this camp?
Just seeing stuff at the same exact time and communicating on another level. You know, the play may be a whole nother play on the other side, but me and Jay communicated something, and we're doing our own thing. And I think that's the beauty of this offense. That's why I love playing with him. That's why he's my favorite quarterback, because that's the only offense I've ever been able to do that with. You know, and I think playing the game is that much easier when you can do those things. It's like backyard football. So.
Nick said that you're getting quicker, that you're getting in and out of your breaks quicker and those kind of things. What do you attribute that to?
Just working at it. You know, slowing it down, slowing the process of it down, and just doing it over and over again. You know, just really being confident and trusting my feet that I'm getting out of breaks with whoever. So.
Son, how's the thumb doing?
Oh man, progressing really well, really well.
You kind of talked to us that day, I think, after practice. What happened exactly?
I had, messed up the hand during practice. It wasn't bad. That's why I was able to finish practice. We just went to go get it looked at because of the, the swelling that was around it. And that's when we, figured like, hey, better to go get surgery now, make it stable for the season, just protect it, and, had enough time to get it done. That way I could get back for week 1. So the progression's been really well.
Do you expect to play week 1?
I do expect to, yes.
Are you going to have to wear anything different on your hand?
Of course, protect something over it to protect it during game time. But, we've been working on some different options, see what works best. And, yeah, that's what I do for the season.
Was it broken this time? Is that?
Say it again. No, just the ligament.
Just the ligament there. Is there having to wear something and maybe not being 100%, how's that going to affect the pass rush?
We're going to see. Should get out there soon, be able to take some live reps soon. Over the next couple of days, so we'll see.
Between this injury and the groin soreness, you missed a lot of reps preseason. You're expecting to have a big season. How ready do you feel?
Oh man, I feel good. I'm in shape. I feel like I'm in shape physically. I've been running around since I came back from the surgery. I do feel like I'm in shape physically, conditioned. It's just going to be about adapting now. Like I said, it's not that big of an issue. To me, it's a thumb, wrap it up, get back out there, go play ball.
What do you miss most when you're not at practice?
I would say the actual physical reps, but that's where, a lot of mental reps come in, making sure I'm, looking at the things I need to look at, learning through other people's reps right now, which hasn't been bad. I've been seeing some things, able to take notes on some things and, things that I could do better or, add to my game and things like that.
This might seem like a dumb question, but I obviously am not a pass rusher. What's the most important part of your thumb in pass rushing? Is it grip strength? What's that?
Listen, overall, the whole thing, for me, everything is about using my hands. That's why that's why I said we're looking for the best option to make sure that I'm able to go out there and adapt to what happened and, go out there and be able to perform at my best.
Do you know anyone who's played through it?
A couple of guys, a lot of guys. Before I had the injury, I didn't know it was this common. But I talked to Landon. Landon had it before. Talked to him about things he did so he can play. I think they said Grave as well, but unfortunately he's not here anymore. So I basically been talking to Landon about it a lot. I think AJ said he had it back in college as well. So I talked to him about some of the things he did. What was he able to do to make sure he was able to go out there and still perform? I heard a bunch of good things, so I'm still hopeful, still excited. Hoping that it's not that big of a deal, but whatever happens, I've been adjusting my whole career. I'll adjust to this, I'll adapt to this, and I'll find a way.
As someone who loves to play football, how frustrating has this been?
I'm not frustrated, man. Over my career, a lot of things didn't happen to me. I've been through a lot of situations, I'm just glad that it wasn't something serious and that I'll be able to still go out there at whatever capacity. So, for me, I'm just taking it one day at a time. I ain't down about it, not sad about it. What happened, happened. Like I said, I'm going to adapt, move forward, and go out there and still try to put my best ball on tape.
Son, I know we've asked you quite a bit about, Nolan Smith and everything, but since you've been out these last few weeks, have you had more of a chance to watch him? And if so, what are your thoughts about how he's progressing?
I know he did. The last thing, he's dealing with his own stuff as well right now. The last thing that I seen him was that second preseason game, and he looked way better from game 1 to game 2. Big improvement. Even rushing was better. He was able to get some pressures on the QB. Almost had himself a sack. So seeing some really good things. The biggest thing, like I said, was how he was able to make corrections from his first preseason game to his second game. How he was able to look better his second preseason game compared to how he looked in his first preseason game. That's what you want to see for football players in general, right? Guys that can make corrections, go out there and do things the right way. So extremely excited because he's showing that he's a smart kid who is able to, come back off of coaching, off the tape, and fixing it that next week. So it's great to see how he's progressing. Excited for him. Like I said earlier, can't wait to see him out there on the field with us, help us out. I believe he could do some great things. And like I said, I'm excited for him.
Do you have any advice as far as mental reps for him, kind of going through missing some time now?
Just making sure that, he's staying fresh on the defense, locked in, making sure he knows, it shouldn't take it as time off, should be still doing things mentally, making sure he's honed in and can still remember the defense, and taking coaching points from other young guys or, as far as what's on the tape when Wash is coaching, or continue to, ask questions at the end of the day. Even though he's not getting reps and stuff, he could still ask questions, still be engaged, and still learn at the end of the day.
Take a few more for
Last year, you were in the same situation that DeAndre Swift is in. This year, coming home, playing for your hometown team, what advice have you offered him or have talked to him about coming and playing at home?
I just let him know that, man, how great it was to be back home, and the importance of it. Didn't have to give him much advice, he's a veteran guy, a guy who's played ball. He was able to play college ball here as well. High school ball here, so he knows what it's like to play in the city. But just about, continue to be himself, be the great player that he is, and just let everything else fall where it may fall. But I know it's exciting for him because that, like I said, being able to play back home, man, is a crazy feeling. So I'm happy for him in those regards as well.
So now that Sean's defense is largely installed,
say it one more time.
Now that Sean's defense is largely installed, what's the biggest separator that you see from last year's system versus this one?
Man, y'all ask questions about the scheme every year, man. I ain't giving y'all nothing. Y'all know that, man. Too old for that. But I do like the scheme, man. I do like the scheme. He is doing some things differently than Cannon did. I will say that. But we're gonna get out there. I ain't giving away nothing. Everybody will get to see once we start putting it on tape. Season is almost here. Y'all got a couple more weeks, and then everybody will see what's the difference.
As someone who grew up here, went to school out here, what has this past year meant for you, specifically teaming up with two guys, Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, being with them every day, going to work with them?
Just the way it's supposed to be. They show you what's it like to be a great leader, a great veteran. Not only that, but what it means to be a Philadelphia Eagle. It's a lot of pride behind that, a lot of history here, and I said it from day one when I came in last year. I already know what's expected. I already know how the fans can be, the fan base, and all of that type of stuff. So just getting around them, seeing, things that they do, how do they approach being here in Philadelphia, and trying to take some of those same things so that way I could stay grounded on what I need to do here as well.
DeAndre, what's your takeaway from Saturday? Are you happy with the staying in the game or bummed that the Prep didn't get the W?
I feel like they should have won. Too many self-inflicted wounds, turnovers the first half. Made a late push at the end, but we could do is game one. Hopefully they could bounce back and keep it rolling from there.
What was the reaction from prep community seeing you?
Just excited to be back. Felt good getting back, seeing some of the guys I went to high school with, coaches. Kind of make you miss being around that environment, but it was good to see everybody.
What do you think of the billboard outside the lane?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I haven't seen it in person, but I've seen pictures of it. Somebody showed me a picture again at the prep game. So it's just amazing to see the community know where we came from, me and O. Just how they support, man. It's just amazing.
DeAndre, you've been back here for a few months now. What's been the most enjoyable part about being able to play football where you came from and home?
I'm having fun, man. Coming here every day, looking to get better. Like I said, I'm having fun with it. Getting to know the guys each and more every day. Clicking with the guys, the coaching staff. I'm just having fun with it. Coming in here, learn, and get better each day.
What do you think it'll be like being a defense facing an offense that has so many different running backs with different skill sets, different abilities that can kind of interchangeable in different situations? How dangerous does that make you guys?
I would say very dangerous, but it starts with the work that we put in day to day. We got a great skill set on offense in general, so I think it's a lot for defense to think about.
After your first summer here, what are your expectations for your specific role to be this season? I know there's a lot of guys in the backfield there, but how do you see yourself coming along this year?
I see myself getting better each day. Whatever role they have for me is the role I'm going to be good at and just focus on it and give it my all. But focus on getting better each day, taking it a day at a time. That's it right now.
Compared to the talent level that you've been around in other spots, how do you view what the potential is for this group now that you're approaching week one?
The potential as far as like offense in total, yeah, I feel like the sky's the limit. We got a lot of talent, but got to put the work in. Talent doesn't really matter. Got to put the work in, pay attention to detail, stuff like that. But I feel like the sky's the limit. When we clicking on all cylinders, I feel like we could be good.
What's your confidence level within this offense as you are versus?
As far as like knowledge of the offense, knowing it.
Just kind of developing alongside the other players, developing chemistry.
I feel it's getting good. I feel like I got a good grasp of the offense, but it's getting stronger and stronger each day with the way we work and there's the amount of detail that the coaches put in to it within the meetings. So the work we do outside of the meetings as running backs talking to each other. But I feel like it's getting good each day. It's getting stronger and stronger.
You're a new face here, but obviously a veteran in the league. How have you been able to kind of connect with some of the younger players, maybe some guys who are fighting for a spot on the roster as they're navigating this time of year?
Just kind of giving them a little pointers. It's funny you say I'm a little vet in the league. Yeah, no, most definitely. But I'm just kind of giving them little pointers. Just coming here every day working. Trying to show up each day, no matter what it is, whether it's special teams. Just want to, you know what I mean, get on the coach's eye each day. Want to pop out to the coaches, whatever it is, whatever case it is.
Being home in this area, do you find yourself having more outside football obligations because of family and friends versus when you were in Detroit?
Obligations as far as what?
Just like pulling you away because you have other people here who know you or need you or more to do, I guess, because you're home.
I don't really look. Sometimes, but I don't really look at it like that. I'm focused on the season, upcoming season, so I kind of block everything else out. But I'm closer to family and stuff like that, so I get to see them a lot more, which I'm grateful for. But anything outside of that, I don't really focus on.
This might seem like an off-the-wall question, but what's the life of a running back like in a fantasy football obsessed world? You hear questions a lot about what their role might be, about their teams, things like that.
I mean, we hear it every day. If you go somewhere, somebody might shout out, "Got you on my fantasy team, had you," whatever the case may be. But I don't really worry about it. I could care less about it, to be honest. But that's really my take on the little fantasy thing.
Now that you've been with Jamal for an entire camp, is there something that stands out about him as a position coach?
Just his style of coaching. I feel like every coach, their attention to detail and how they approach each day with every player. It allows you to take your knowledge of the game higher each day you walk in here because they demand that out of you, which is kind of what you want as a player. You know what I mean?
You see him every day in sort of those ball security drills with the boxing gloves. Is that normal around the league or in college? Because he seems to take a beating with his hands.
Yeah, he take it serious too. He'll hit you in your chin. Yeah, it's good though. Getting a punch at the balls, making sure your ball security tight. That's all it is.
Without game reps with Jalen, do you have a full sense yet of his impact in the run game and how that'll help you?
Just going out there seeing day to day. I feel like it'll help the offense in general, what he's able to do.
Now that you've had a full camp, what has impressed you the most about the offensive line and how they're able to help you facilitate the plays you're able to make out of that?
Just the way they work as a whole, the communication, each play, the way they're dialed in on their assignments, they kind of make it easy.
We'll take two more.
How do you feel now compared to going in that week 1 game last year? The best game of your career?
I feel good. I'm ready for the season. I feel good.
What is Boston, as sort of the vet that's been here, and even Kenny, who's been in this system, how much have they helped you sort of bringing you into this team and this organization?
They've been great. All the vets on the whole team. But Boston specifically has been real good. He's kind of guy I go to if I got any questions before practice. When I come off to the sideline, like, what you think about that? Did you see that? What look did you see? Anything I could have done different? So I'm always like asking them guys questions when I come off to the sideline. But they've been great since I got here.
How do you feel coming out of training camp as sort of an entrenched starter versus last year being a rookie? How do you see that improvement that you've gone through?
I say confidence. I feel a lot more confident in, just my knowledge, be able to play faster and play quicker because of, it's my second year in here, second year of getting to listen and learn from these guys. And it's such a great room to be a part of. It's the bar is set so high that, like, everybody has to be there or strive to be there. So I feel like, being in this system for a whole year of working to be at that level, makes you feel a lot more confident once you are getting closer to the season. You've been in the system. I feel like the longer, you're a part of that room, the more you're gonna, become better and become more confident.
You talk about the high bar in the room. How does that kind of affect you when you got a Hall of Famer on your left, maybe a Hall of Famer on your right, a Pro Bowler at 24 at left guard? How does that kind of push you?
I mean, just pushes you to, like, focus on what you're doing. I guess when you get to the line, you're playing a game or playing a series, it's just like, well, I just need to do my job on this snap. I need to do my technique and focus in on the little things. I think you can't worry about, like, I need to have a great practice because the bar's set so high. It's like I need to make sure my first set of plays, my first rack is, my technique is good and I'm getting better at something small every day. And so, I don't know, I guess I look at it, small steps every single day is going to get you further.
How has Lane Johnson helped you kind of adjust to that right side?
I feel like he's put a lot of confidence in me. I think he's trusted me and he feels confident in me and I feel confident in him. I think just having that, helps you become a better football player. And when you're confident, I feel like you play a lot quicker and you're faster and you're seeing stuff better and you communicate better and more efficiently. So I think that's helped a ton.
How has he shown that confidence in you?
Just, talking on the field, talking off the field. I think just like the more you communicate and the more efficient, I feel like we've been able to get on a better page and be able to communicate much more efficiently throughout, like, this training camp. And I think it's been really beneficial to, go through those barriers and get better at that. I feel like people don't realize how much communication is happening, and instead of saying 5 words, you can get to a point where you're just saying 1 word and you know what you guys are thinking and doing. So I think that aspect we've gotten a lot better at.
Do you kind of look at yourself as a right guard? Do you still think of yourself as a center? Do you think of yourself as an offensive line?
I don't know. I look at myself as a soldier. I do what they tell me to. So, right now they got me at guard. So I don't know. I'm just trying to be the best football player I can be wherever they put me.
The way you feel about yourself right now, is it the way you felt going into camp, or did these last 4 weeks show you something about yourself?
I think I feel better now than what I did going into camp, and I think I attribute that to, Stout and the guys around me pushing me to get better, and Stout's such a good coach at just constantly harping on, like, the technique and never letting you forget, like, what you're doing out there. So I think, it's credited to those guys around me.
Did the joint practices provide kind of a sufficient understanding of what it's going to be like in a game? Or do you think that first game there's still something for you to learn there?
Yeah, I think there's going to be stuff to learn all season long. You know, I think that's just kind of how it is, and you're going to learn stuff from joint practices. I mean, but just going against D lines, like our D line here is pretty salty. So I think like I got a lot of experience going against some guys every day.
You sat next to Isaac last year in the meeting room. How much of that was meant to kind of, I guess you probably didn't know if he's going to be back next season, but how much did you glean from him about playing this specific position?
I mean, quite a bit. He was so good at the mental side of things, and he was very good at helping guys learn football and learn how to look at D linemen and what you're looking for in schemes. And he was very cerebral in how he taught it. And I think like that's another good thing. You know, not everybody's going to understand what everybody's teaching. So when you got multiple people teaching it in a certain way, like that changes things. And I feel like Isaac was one of the best at getting through to everybody. And I think like I would just listen to everything he said because he was very smart and intellectual, and you know he was able to watch film and see different things than what most people would see.
On
Two more for Cam and then
those
get you
occasions when you do take some reps at center, does it seem kind of weird, like doing that now after you've been at right guard for so long?
No, not really. I mean, my glove's pretty wet, so I can't just throw my glove off. So I don't know. That's the only thing. I usually don't snap with the glove on, but I don't know. I feel like I was so used to that last year going in and doing it, making the calls that like it's just kind of natural. And so like obviously when I'm at guard, I'm still thinking about where the point is, what we're doing from a center standpoint. So like it's hard to turn that switch off.
When you've been working at center, seeing you working next to Tyler Steen, what's it been like working next to him, and how are you guys working on the communication, the chemistry you guys have when you're talking there?
Yeah, it's been good. I think when we go out there and he comes in at guard and I'm at center and we go through a play and then right away we'll go to the sideline and talk about like if we need to do it differently or what I thought or what he saw and just like how it should be done. I feel like he's doing a really good job of like getting a rep and then coming and talking to somebody and be like, is this what I was supposed to do? How did it feel? And so he's really good at talking about it and learning and trying to get better every single day. And he's made big improvements.